We are
It's
live
always fucking
now.
assholes that hang out here with you. And no, I'm just kidding. Good morning, everybody.
I hate it when people start sharing information with me right as we start the stream. So,
Yes.
all right, someone wants to join us, so I have to send them a link.
Okay.
So, one thing when I come back here that I enjoyed going to, I just told Mazzy, is there are a couple regional convenience store gas station chains. This one, Wawa, which I think started in Pennsylvania, but it's all around this. At least it's all around like the central East Coast areas, like Maryland, Pennsylvania, Maryland,
And it's basically iced coffee.
Virginia. No, it's good. They make food there. It's convenience store on steroids. The food is actually, people would originally go there for their sandwiches. It's good. And then there's another regional one called Sheetz, Sheetz. That place is good too.
So it's called Wawa. So there's a Beatle connection.
Yeah. I think it refers
George
to
Harrison. You giving me a Wawa?
I think it's an abbreviation for something, but I'm not 100%.
Wawa
on the internet. But
Barbara Wawa.
Yes, that's what it's named after. But it's that's a good place. All right. So since we last talked, I rented a car and I went up to visit my mom, who's about an hour and a half away from here.
How is mom doing? How's her health?
She's in a place, but she looks well.
She's in a place.
For the last 10 years, her short-term memory wasn't the best. But I think now that she's in a place with other people communicating, it makes her better. I think that's a good, like, to deal with people who have memory issues. That's good for them to be social. But I saw her. But I like record shopping. There's a lot of antique places, and there's one record store. But the guy went on vacation this week, so he wasn't there. And that's a place I get some good shit from. So I went some other places. It wasn't the best day, but I found some good stuff I'll show from the last 2 days because I rented a car, and I've seen some places. So, okay. So Danby says it was in Delaware before Pennsylvania, because I was under the impression it was Pennsylvania. Yeah, they have all their sandwiches are good. It's a good place.
So fill them up and get a Wawa.
Yeah. They even have
Can you pump your own gas?
They even have Tesla stalls there. This particular Wawa does not have gas, but they have Tesla stalls.
Oh, I thought the whole point was
it's like twice the size of a 7-Eleven, and they have everything in there too.
Okay.
All right. And so I hit up a bunch of antique places. Actually, the guy who has the store has a stall at an antique place. So I found this Warren Marsh record, which is a good record to find. It came out later, but these were recorded in 1959. And a couple classical. I always try and pick up classical. So I found this looks like it has never been played. This is a 6i Isaac Stern Columbia.
Is it the gray 6i?
Huh?
The gray 6i? Is it the gray 6i?
Yeah, but it's still in the plastic sleeve they came in.
Yeah, the gray 6i. I love those labels.
Yeah, and listen, Poetry on Plastic says if it's a very clean 6i, you buy it. Doesn't matter. So, and then I found.
While you're paying attention to the.
I found another 6i.
Nice.
This one.
Nice.
So,
are those removable stickers?
Yeah. I'm going to show sticker. So the last place I went to yesterday was an antique with stalls, and the guy had records. I think I found the 3 best records he had, which is not saying a lot. But this is, I think this is a punk rock comp.
Let me see.
There's only one band I know on it. It's Government Issue. I know Government Issue.
Let me see the back. What label is that?
So the label is Beat Isle Records.
Huh. Does it say like a city or an area on the back? You know,
the area.
I wonder if it's like a local.
The jacket was made in China.
No, but it's not. So I wonder if it's a local comp. You know, like a lot of punk clubs.
Baltimore.
Oh.
So I guess it's local bands to here, but I've heard of Government Issue. I remember them from back in the day. So this
What day would that be?
So the guy gave me like a killer deal. He in the store, it was like buy two get one free on records, and then buy one get one free with CDs and stuff. So and he priced these a little high, but not for what they go for. I don't think he knew what he had. He said he just put these out. So he had a seal.
Okay, Rob, hold on, Rob.
Yeah.
Someone is using my name to comment, and that's not me.
Okay. It's
How can he use my name?
No, because they're using my name, Mazzy. You use your name.
No, there's a Norman Maslow icon.
Here's who it is. It's one of three people. It's either Fuckhead Jim,
yeah, I know, but
William.
That's not me. So
it's Arnie. It's Arnie Zanzibar.
Yeah, delete that, whatever, because that's not me.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not a master. Let me ban the person first, okay?
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone. What did I do?
No, if you wankers would come up and use your real
what did
name
I do? What did I do the last stream, Mazzy? I told everyone my name. Yeah, you're not doing anything, dude.
You know, they're just small penis people that won't put themselves out there.
And here's another thing. I'm going to say this out loud. I'm very suspicious of you, Zeb. Zeb, I think you're another person. You have another account that you do shit with. That's who I think you are. If anyone agrees with me with these accusations, which is strictly what they are, please let me know. Okay? All right. Elliot, I'll send you a link.
I'm not going to fucking forgive them. I'm not going to forgive anybody anymore.
No, it's like, dude,
good morning.
You're jealous that no one likes you. Hey, Mazzy, would you agree with this? Hating me is almost equal to liking me in this whole nonsense. Isn't that true, Mazzy? Or Jim?
Yes. Hating you is like
all the
a thumbs up or a thumbs down is still a thumb.
Well, all the haters of Record Collector News, they still have to look at Record Collector News to hate it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy had this is a sealed Weird Al Yankovic record.
Cool.
And this isn't sealed. But these Weird Al Yankovic records have gone up. People are buying them. I sold the soundtrack to UHF for like over $100.
So the dude thing is sweeping the nation.
The dude was very talkative and appreciative of people being there. So he gave me all three of these records for like a killer price. So
wow.
All right.
I'm so glad you're having a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what I'm showing yet, but I'm having an auction. Whatnot, 4:00 today, Pacific.
Well, I thought it was yesterday.
No, I had to change it. Something came up, and and I don't know what. So, and I got to do that after this show, and yeah.
Well, damn B, if you sell records like I do, people buy them for money. So if you come across one, just freely send it to me, and I'll sell it.
Hello, Brian. Hello, everybody. Delphina,
and just so you know, Weird Al Yankovic has said he's not releasing any more albums. He'll release singles.
So what's Concert Buddy? I just feel he's going to come here every day and give us the scores. We haven't received the Weird Al's in forever. Yeah.
Yeah, Mazzy.
Yes, Jim.
Steve Parks comment.
Steve Parks.
All right. I have more records to show, by the way, which
sorry.
This is from the Yoko Ono show at the Tate Modern in London last year. It says Yoko Ono there above my tattoo and Tate Modern in the inside back.
Hey, everyone, send me your Weird Al Yankovic records. I'll gladly take them.
I didn't know there were any.
Well,
I'm
sorry.
I
saw him open for the Monkees or something.
Steve Park, did you lose your father? Your father passed on? We're sorry. I didn't know that.
Heard, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Condolences.
Steve Park, where does it say that?
Well, Concert Buddy is saying it. So,
all right, Steve Park, our sympathies to you. Your father, if your father passed away, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So let me show some more because you guys you didn't come very.
Did you? Well, while you're talking, before you start talking records, did anybody watch? I always enjoy watching Steve Hoffman on Westman. He is such. He looked like the guy in Monty Python at the very beginning. He comes out of the pool. He's like that. He seems in shell shock, and there's a certain charm about that. He always seems like.
I have to say, I agree.
He seems like he's on another planet, but I like his curmudgeon thing, and I just like his fuck this, 45s. It turned the 33s up, or he'll say something. I mean, he's a big CD advocate. I mean, so it's not just
Well, I didn't watch it. Jim told me one thing about Steve Hoffman once, and it just sticks in my head, and it kind of forms the way I think about him.
Well, I know stories about that.
Jim said he saw him once wearing a cape.
Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, he's got this hair. It looks like
he's Gandalf.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm, fuck the hair. I'm so goddamn jealous of that shit.
But you said what kind of cape was he wearing?
I don't know. Wait,
it was, over the shoulder kind of cape action. I think it was
1-to-1 on streaming now. Is that it? I would definitely watch it before the Billy Joel documentary. But although I hear the Billy Joel documentary is actually really good, I will watch it. What's it on, Marcus?
Now, hold on. Barry's a very calm kind of guy. Sometimes he gets a little mad. Why do you think Steve Hoffman's an asshole? Listen, if you saw him wearing a cape, you would just say he's what's the word for it?
I appreciate Steve Hoffman. I think he's done a good service of hosting his forums and everything.
Batman.
It's so funny at the end of the thing. At the end of the thing last night, he says, "Remember, no politics, no religion." And he's firm with that, which is actually a good thing. I've gotten in trouble.
No, but if you go to his X account or Twitter account,
that's my point. My point is, if you go to his Instagram,
political.
He's totally on the left and totally political. That's why I kind of love it that he, I understand that.
Here's a good question for the universe to answer. If Steve Hoffman came out with a line of personalized capes, would you buy one?
One time, and it was
egocentric. Everyone in the
New York. It was Fashion Week at the LA Orange County Audio Society. It was their annual Fashion Week.
Oh, well, that's an excuse to wear a cape.
Yeah,
and he was wearing a cape.
When Plastic Soundwave says egocentric, anybody who's in entertainment who's famous has to have an ego. Now, you could call them egocentric. I've been called that because I like to be on when you're on camera, when you're doing your show. You got to have ego to perform, and he has something to back him up. I tell you, the Hoffman Forum is a big deal, and he could definitely put ads all over it. There's no advertising on it. He could make a lot more money. I know they
generate. Does he get a percentage of sales?
I don't know. They do have people donate throughout the year and stuff. I wouldn't have a problem if he took some of that.
Listen, capes are not cheap, guys. He needs some money to add more capes.
But all the storage, all the maintenance of the forums and stuff,
I've interacted with him on a very superficial level many times, and I find him to be really nice, really just kind of right there, he's right there.
Now, when he dealt with him, did he pull his cape up like this?
That time, the cape, I was too intimidated to approach him. That was like 15 years ago.
Now, was the cape?
It was Fashion Week at the LA Orange County Audio Society.
Jim, was the cape waist length or down to his
Oh no, it was
cape.
Jim is absolutely right. He will, if you ask him a question or reach out to him, he will respond to you. He's very nice, very generous.
It doesn't matter who you are.
But what he does do sometimes when there's a thread going on and he chimes in, it sounds like he's really short-tempered and he's just kind of he doesn't like the shit. He doesn't like the shit when people say phony stuff.
I will give someone $1. Any of you in the peanut gallery, if you go to the Hoffman Forums right now and post a thread saying, "What type of cape does Steve Hoffman wear?"
I would
send you a crisp dollar bill.
If I found the right person to write it, I would love to do a story on him.
Oh, Elliot's here.
Hey, Elliot.
Hi, Elliot.
the real vital community question is, does he wear a cape better than David Crosby? You know, that's the line.
Or
I
remember
mean,
Mick Jagger? Mick Jagger in
right.
at Altamont.
Can
Cape.
you name, other than a performance, live performance, or a character in a movie or book, a real person who pulled off the cape? Is there a real person?
Anton LaVey.
That was part of his persona.
Well,
That was not like, what I'm saying is, you walk down the, like the Seinfeld episode, you're walking down the street and you saw your dad talking to a guy wearing
I used to
cape.
see people. I don't know. I used to see people in San Francisco wearing capes and stuff. Not all the time, but you know. Yeah, I don't know any personal cape
I'm
wearers.
not sure the purpose of a cape.
I think-
Poncho all the way around, keep you warm.
Was it a Sears poncho?
Or a rain poncho? But a cape doesn't do anything but cover the back. So unless you have some ability to fly, why would you wear a cape?
Well, it's
Hey,
a
hold on.
fashion
If any,
accessory.
I'm
if
not
there's
even sure.
anyone,
What does a cape do for flying?
hold on. If there's
How does that
anyone
even help?
here, if there's anyone here who might know someone who wears a cape, this is the person right here. Michael Pilmer. Do you know someone who wears a cape?
Michael, what color is your cape?
Michael Pilmer's not a cape person. He wears his hat.
I tell you, I said it the other day. Michael
He wears flair.
Pilmer is the most generous, nicest guy. Like, he's so succinct. He follows up. He's great. I hope Devo appreciates what he does, because I tell you, just as a, yeah, it was fun last week. Yeah.
I think the nicest guy in the world is Keith Richards.
Yeah, because he just took a picture reading your stupid ass newspaper.
That's right.
Did you ever see Cape Fear? Either version?
Both. I've seen both versions.
Yeah, but that's not a piece of
Both versions are great.
clothing.
It's
It's
not
a-
part of a wardrobe. It's
It's a landmass.
It's a landmass. Yeah.
Are you into? Do you like capers on your smoked salmon and
I
onion?
do like capers.
I love
Now-
capers.
Okay.
Does capers
It's
does
a
capers also mean people who wear
cape
capes?
at the
They wear capes
people
at
that
the
are
Cape.
afraid of capes.
I'm sure they wear capes at the Cape, right?
Okay, Dr. Robert looks like he's waiting for a movie to start. He looks like he's waiting for a movie start.
I live along the Cape Fear River, people.
I have a feeling that when
Could be.
Dr. Robert goes to his secret meetings with all the doctors, one of them's wearing a cape.
There's no secret meetings. Yeah, never a cape. Never a cape. But
You,
I've never worn a cape. I've never worn a cape. Yeah.
You're confused.
know what movie I
confusing
rewatched?
Doctors with Shriners.
I think
I
think-
rewatched the movie the other night. The one with Paul Rudd and the guy from American Pie, where they're big brother type of guys, and they all
Okay.
go to that medieval kind of war games thing, and there are people wearing capes in there.
Here you go. There's a website called
Oh.
cloakmakers.com. You can buy what they call them cloaks. These aren't capes, these are cloaks.
Oh, maybe it was a cloak. Maybe it was a
Whoa.
cloak.
Hold on.
Is he wearing a cloak, not a cape?
Might have been a cloak.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, no.
Well, the
Now, what's
clothes
the
go
difference?
all the way around.
Cloaks go all the way
Cloak
around.
Go all
So-
the way around, so you can wear that for warm.
You know,
I
like
think-
Isn't that just a long poncho?
like
Cloaks
Bruce
do,
Willis.
not
Bruce
capes.
Willis in the
Capes are
movie.
just
he
around the
wore a
back.
I think cloaks have I think, aren't they mainly satanic?
Well, the
Cloaks-
And you don't have
superhero-
to wear any clothes underneath it.
the Bruce
No.
Willis in that movie when he's unbeatable.
He's wearing a poncho. He's not wearing a cloak.
a cloak.
All I'm saying is they're not satanic, Dr. Robert, but they
Not?
are of like
Here.
Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
think this guy has a vinyl,
They
a
look
VC
religious.
channel.
Wait, that's Steve Hoffman.
That's a poncho. That's a
We're allowed
poncho.
to
That's
talk
Steve
about-
Hoffman modeling that
He doesn't
cloak.
have a beard, but this is definitely someone in the vinyl community.
Cape poncho's cloak. I mean, we got to keep.
I don't think that's
our,
satanic. I think that's more like, worship
our
of
definition.
trees. What do you call that?
We
What do you
should
call
have
it?
a
I think
we should
cloaks
have
are
cloak night.
generally,
We should have cloak night in the
it's-
VC.
or it's at least witchcraft. Witchcraft people use cloaks.
Well, hold on.
I think that's a pretty fucked
no
up
one,
bias
no
on
one
your part,
pried this
Dr.
out of
Robert.
you,
Maybe.
Dr. Robert.
Sorry.
How
I mean,
many
You're
witchcraft
showing
people,
your ism.
I
how
only
many
know it from
witchcraft people do you know, Dr. Robert, that you
the
know
only
this
the
crap?
only knowledge I have of witchcraft comes from record covers. So I can't claim
Isn't
expert.
isn't Ozzy? I mean, isn't the cover of the first Black Sabbath wearing a
Yeah,
cloak?
but that's show
Yeah.
business. I'm talking about someone gets
Oh,
out of
no.
bed and says,
That was
I'm
not
wearing a
show
cloak cape today.
business.
Well, I think if
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock
Starbucks is
Holmes.
having issues. Starbucks should have all the baristas wearing cloaks from now on. I bet you they'd get
Sherlock
business
Holmes
with
wore a
that.
cloak.
Actually, I think if you enter Starbucks wearing a cape or a cloak, you should get a free latte.
Guy with the cloak. There's a half calf latte at the counter.
Wait, no, this is what it is. Guy with cloak, your latte with human blood is ready.
Mr. Cloak. So I just to be clear, because I'm not sure I'm right,
But more importantly,
go. Oops.
You can do it, Elliot. Finish your sentence.
It froze up inside.
Oh,
So I just want to make sure
I'm
we're clear on definition.
y'all were cutting in and out on me.
Yeah, I was just gonna. A cloak is a cape with a hood, and a poncho is a cloak that doesn't go below your knees. Have I got that mostly right?
A poncho. There's no
None of us-
headgear to it. A poncho
Well,
doesn't
there's
have
got to be a headgear because it's a rain
There's
gear.
no one here
no,
who's an expert. Oh, these are questions for Steve Westman to
A
ask.
poncho is a trash bag with a hole in it.
There you go. There you go.
There's no
Okay.
headgear in a poncho.
This just clarifies everything. Because I was a little muddy, but now I think I understand it.
I
Yeah.
don't think we're done with ponchos and capes yet. We've still got an hour and a half to go.
Yeah, there's so much to discuss.
Hey, I want
so
to.
That's right. Rick Wakeman is a cloak.
Yeah, but
I think he's more of a cape wearer.
But that's performance. I eliminated performance in.
Oh, that's bullshit. Eliminating
People that
performance.
just wear 'em.
Walking down the street is performance.
A poncho is your blanket. Is a blanket with a hole in it. You wear it over
Hold
your
on.
head.
Here's the definition of the cape wearer I want to know about. Jim, when you saw Hoffman wearing the cape, in what function was he? What was he at doing?
Yeah.
It was at a very large audio show. It was when the Costa Mesa show was huge,
Serapes.
like 10 years ago.
Serapes
And
like a
he had
poncho.
he also had a bit of an entourage with him.
Like what kind of entourage? His kids?
Like people.
You
He
know,
was
his
part of the
kids.
pack.
His kids are young actors. They act in movies. I think.
Hey,
So that was the thing.
Hold on, Matt Bastardson. So the Starland Vocal Band is from the DC area, right? And I went into a record store and I saw the album and I said to the guy, "Oh, they're from here." And he says, "Yeah, I talked to the woman in the band on the phone once." Apparently she was looking for a
And
record.
if you look at that album and listen to that album, there's actually some interesting selections on that album. Got a copy of it.
You know, he did
Okay.
mention people are asking. You know, there's a whole back lore of why he's not working with these mastering things. Now we won't get into it because it's.
We've
truth
talked
and
about
nonsense.
it.
But
He's had some experiences.
yeah,
that
some
we're
issues. Okay, but moving on from that, he says he's working, doing a lot of stuff like for the Koreans and K-pop stuff. So he's mixing stuff and mastering stuff, but for a different market. And he goes, if you're into K-pop records, I'm doing all these K-pop records. So he's working on his, whether it's freelance stuff, I'm sure.
Very
It's
nice
all
guy.
power, you know.
And
We all learned.
he's compelling on what's his name's show. He was
And
very,
Westman. I mean, he is a little kind of curmudgeon on there, but I think it's really enjoyable to listen to, and just he's so opinionated with his stuff. He seems to look. It's like having a 15-year-old Macintosh computer where the little basketball is going around and trying to process the answer to the question he's asked.
Are there
He's a
still
little-
15-year-old Macintoshes around? I think they're all
I have
30.
I have an 11-year-old
Uh,
desktop downstairs.
Hold on one second. I want to take a timeout to ask Dr. Robert a question. Dr. Robert, who are the people walking behind you?
Well, I'm at the airport here in Frankfurt, and yeah, that's where I'm at. So I can't really.
Did you go to
Yeah.
the sex shop in that airport?
I don't know that there is one, and no, I haven't.
There
been
used to be, because I picked a friend up in Frankfurt in 1978 at the airport, and there's a sex shop in the airport.
Yeah, there
Well,
you go.
I went to the duty free shop. Does that count? I got.
Well,
well,
duty
hold
free
on.
sex shop, same
It's
thing.
the duty free next to the sex shop.
The
And
duty
it's
free
the free
is,
duty.
the duty free
The
is
free
the
duty
sex
a
shop.
result of the sex shop.
They got the duty free shop arranged here like a casino, right? So you walk through security and you are in the duty free shop whether you want to or not.
Well, that's
You gotta
like
go
all
through.
that's like all the big international.
Well, I know a lot of them, but
Heathrow's,
at
yeah.
any rate, yeah, at any rate, I bought some whiskey at the duty free shop. I already had cigars, so I didn't bother.
Which
That's-
type of whiskey did you buy?
That's what I got. I got some Chivas Regal rye stuff.
Hold on. Where do they make Chivas Regal?
That's a
Canada.
Scotch whiskey. It's a blended. No, it's a blended Scotch whiskey.
So did
I
you
think
get it
it's-
for cheaper than you could get it back home?
Well, I presume it's a bottle that I can't get back home, which is usually what you find. You know, some unique bottles. So at any rate, I'm sure it'll be enjoyed. I'll say that. So here's the story. You want the story? The story here. I have bought 105 records since leaving Portland about 6 weeks ago. So some in New York and then here in Italy. So all over. But so I packed them in 2 large suitcases and tried to check them both. And one of them was overweight by about, I don't know, must have been about 20 pounds. And they were going to charge me almost $200 in extra fees. So I took out a bunch of records from one of my suitcases and I'm carrying them. And let me say, it's a burden. It is heavy, but $200 for a check. I thought that was just a little much. So
That's pretty. Usually, it's like when I used to bring my portfolios all to New York, it was always $100 more overweight for my portfolios. And
Right.
they just that's a part of the business thing. And that the records are, how heavy they are. Coming
Well,
back,
they are.
I think I paid $100, $150 coming back from London from the weight, and I didn't buy that many records.
yeah. Well,
I'll tell you, on this trip, Dr. Robert, I'm not amassing the type of records I normally did. Maybe that's a little bit about when I mailed them back. One of the boxes was delivered or stolen or whatever. But yeah, that's you gotta expect in the world we live in today with additional charges.
oh yeah.
I was not surprised they were. One of the reasons I think they charge you so much is to discourage you from,
It's free shipping.
I sent
It's free
7 papers to Japan. Cost me $40.
Wow.
7.
Well, shipping is not cheap, right? And so yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I wouldn't do it differently. And I had, the only thing I could have done would have been to leave some behind here. Oh, and by the way, I destroyed the Crosley, and I'm going to post the video of that. But
well,
it
you
is
did
thoroughly-
yourself a favor by doing that, by the way.
I
What do you
know.
mean you destroyed the Crosley?
Well, you're going to have to watch the video, but I destroyed it thoroughly, like with
On
beating
purpose?
and
Wow.
Destroyed it out of anger, or it was broken?
well,
They're trying to
out of
fix it?
disappointment and out of
Get one
really
of those burgers.
nothing else to do with it. I mean, I looked online and there's no way to repair it, or it's not worth repairing.
Rob, Dr. Bob, with all due respect, you're bitching about the $200 shipping, but you have no problem buying one record for $200.
Well, it depends on the record.
So
but
amortize that $200 over
All right.
100 records.
fair. I mean, given the
I'm not
labor,
saying it's
given-
fair, but I'm just,
Yeah, it's a fair point. Given the labor that I'm expending, I'm beginning to wonder,
how
was
many-
it not worth $200?
you don't have to share this with us because it's people don't like to talk about money. How much did you spend on records this trip, do you think? And you don't have to tell us, but compare that to the 200.
Well, again, I bought 100 records. I bought a few grails that I've already shown. So several of those were, more than $100.
That's
and
a couple grand, maybe.
Probably about right. About $2 grand.
So
That's about right.
10% shipping costs about.
I get it, but I'm free labor.
Getting back to it, I think someone mentioned to you about ditching the Crosley and getting one of those. Is it called a burger?
The burger or something. Yeah.
Well, what I got was a German version that is similar, and it's made by a company called Mueller. And I looked online, and I couldn't find Mueller. I couldn't find any negatives. Yeah, I get the Bueller reference, but I couldn't find any negatives. And so far it's been, it's not great sound, but it at least is sound. So,
well, no, it's okay. Here's in my mind what the burger's use is, because I can't even imagine having a player to take with you to go places. That's a burden. But where it's useful, I think, is to determine the quality of the record you're playing. Is there noise? So you bought this thing already, I guess.
Yeah, I've used it now. I've listened to about 10 records, and
so can you tell the defects in the record with it?
Well, yeah, sure. And so far there haven't really been any, but yeah, I mean, it's again and I'm only going to play any record once on this thing, right? So I think there is some potential. The tone arm is not that lightweight, but I'm glad to have it, and I agree with you. I mean, it's a pain in the neck but we're here several months. I mean, I'm going back to Portland to deal with, just tie up loose ends for a week, and then I'm back here. So
is your wife staying there?
She's staying here. Our son is here. She's visiting a friend of hers who's a physician in Spain. So she's well cared for. And I'm going back to just tie up loose ends, like I said. So
how many bodies do you physically have to bury back there when you go back?
Oh man, I don't know where, that's very dark. That's very.
I don't think that's
the man who tells stories about pulling things out of buttholes. And
I'm going to say something. All Crosleys are not alike, and there's some Crosleys that are totally adequate.
Totally,
and they're diamond.
Well, I have a question.
Probably.
I don't know who owns Crosley. Does a major manufacturer who produces high-end turntables own Crosley?
No,
I don't think so.
Well, they have some good entry-level record players, like the old.
I wouldn't even say they're good entry-level turntables. I would go that other company. What is it? Who makes the cards?
Audio-Technica makes the Soundburger. It's awesome.
And Audio-Technica carts are on some Crosleys too.
I don't have any experience with anything else other than what I bought, which was just this little portable thing. But I will say it struck me because I've had some parts, and I honestly, without being, ethnically prejudiced, I think, Chinese electronics aren't always the best. And I've had replacement parts for a couple of cookeries that went out after one use, and that's basically what happened to the Crosley. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it is made in China, or a lot of it is made in China. And I think these things just blow a fuse, and they're only, that's what it was in this thing. It was, the turntable still worked, the speaker would have worked, but there wasn't any signal getting off the turntable. So,
other than Mazzy, I've never heard anyone say anything good about a Crosley. I go into record stores all the time that have little signs that say, "We can't fix your Crosley."
Okay, Jim, I'm going to respond to that because it's become such a cliche that the Crosley is a cheap shit, and there are a lot of bad ones, but they're different. Like everything else, they're different levels. And I have a lot of younger friends, and even not even younger friends, people getting back into records maybe 10, 15 years ago that got one of the desktop ones that were not the cheap little suitcase ones, but the larger table models, and it got them into records, and they either got into
awesome. A Crosley is awesome if you want to bring home a record, play it once, and then put it on the wall.
It's
because if you play records on your Crosley,
I think that's bullshit.
That's not.
And it doesn't destroy records.
Oh wait, what's the average? What did you pay for your Crosley, Dr. Robert?
So that was $50, and this German Mueller
that
was
one's
60
not a
bucks.
good one. I mean, I'm
So
not.
Okay,
what-
so you've got a $50 Crosley.
What it
you got
is,
what you
what it
paid for.
is
You got what you paid for.
Crosley's and these other very inexpensive ones. Consider them just like in the modern day, the drug dealers have burner phones. This is like a burner record player.
I
It's
think
the
that's
smart-
right.
If you're going to be away from home and you're going to be behind some records, you want to listen, you go buy you a cheap Crosley or similar record player, knowing that it's only going to last a while, and you discard it after a while. It'll give
Wyoming
all
Dave.
on you, whatever. So burner,
Wyoming Dave,
burner
Audio
record.
Technica is a much better brand. For a couple $100, it doesn't fall apart. You can do a lot better these days. You can do a lot better than a Crosley.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're probably right, Jim. And I think this German thing, at least so far, I wouldn't say the sound is any better, but the the durability so far has been. And I do, so to put out an advertisement, I think people will be entertained
Is
by
this it, Dr. Robert?
by the Crosley destruction video. No, that wasn't it. No, mine was a little more substantial. Mine was like a little blue suitcase that I bought at Walmart.
No,
and,
I'm talking about the Mueller. We're done with the cross.
No, the Mueller is a little more substantial than that too, but not a ton. They're both very portable. They're very lightweight. They're very tiny. They're self-contained.
That's what
And
this.
yeah, still not. But
The
those look
problem
even
with
smaller.
those is there's still problems with those. The problem with a little portable thing like that is if you're not playing the record flat, it's so easy to just put it on. And if you're not playing, if the machine isn't flat, you're going to be fucking up the grooves a little bit.
Warping the
Doing
record.
it one time won't hurt, but I
Oh.
certainly wouldn't play a record more than once on something
Oh,
like that.
That's what I've been doing, buddy. That's what I'm
Yeah.
after. Is
I'm
just
very
one play.
surprised. I'm very surprised that no one asked why Elliot Cruz knows so much about drug dealer burner phones.
Yeah, that's another good question. What the fuck's going on down there?
And
in
wait,
Kicking
My gosh,
Gear?
I was a school teacher, people. What do you expect?
And second, I'm very surprised Jim didn't attack Dr. Robert because Jim's an advocate for Chinese-made audio equipment. Hence the Prima Luna amp.
I'm very happy with my Prima Luna Evo 300 preamplifier. It's built, Dr. Robert so far today has shown his he likes to just throw a bias out there.
Well,
All
also-
Chinese. What was the other one earlier this morning?
I think I've only
were-
slammed on the Chinese so far, so I don't know.
No, there was
Well,
another slammer.
If before I do the stream, I watch the Ingroove's new release video, and he made an announcement this morning that Techniques across the board has risen their prices 20%
Yeah, tomorrow
starting tomorrow. So
because of
I
tariffs.
think the tariffs kick in tomorrow if something
Yeah.
doesn't happen between now and then.
No, their tariffs are kicking in. These are the tariffs.
Yeah.
hey, here's something I found out. DC is a great area. I'm from here. I grew up here. They're about to open. IKEA is about to open their first standalone restaurant here.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it'll be a restaurant like Chili's, but it'll be IKEA. No,
You
furniture.
have to put your menu together yourself.
Well, I made that joke already when I.
Oh, I missed it.
But it'll be out near Dulles Airport. I think there's a lot, from what I saw, a lot.
I
Chantilly.
forgot.
was
Yeah,
in
not
that
L.
part.
I was thinking of LA. I forgot you're back there.
Is Dulles still Dulles or is it Reagan now? No.
No, Reagan is National Airport, which is technically in Crystal City. It's on the Virginia side of the Potomac. It's not in DC. The three airports that mainly service this area. There's Baltimore Washington International, which is in Hanover, halfway between DC and Baltimore.
Yeah.
There's Reagan National, which is in close right across the Potomac from DC, and there's Dulles way out in the Virginia suburbs. So those are the airports. And
Here's a DC area band.
Thank you for clarifying.
since
Yeah.
this is a
What?
Who is it?
Sapphire, the Uppity Blues
Women.
Women.
I
Yeah,
like
they're,
it.
they're
I like
out of the DC area, I believe. This is a 1990 album on Alligator.
Okay.
Very humorous, very good. Basically, upright bass, piano, and guitar, and they trade off singing lead on here. Lots of funny material. I don't know if anybody's familiar with them, but they were pretty big, fairly big in the 90s and beyond. This particular album is just the self-titled, but it's got a track on here called "The Middle Age Blues Boogie," and even yuppies get the blues, and fess up when you mess up, and wild women don't have the blues. I listened to this yesterday. This is a fun record. I'd had some of their CDs back in the day. This is a fun record, funny record. Lots of good blues on here from the Sapphire, the Uppity Blues Women.
Apparently,
Well,
they
it's
were the
true.
biggest thing in Graham County, North Carolina in
No,
1987.
they're from DC, Mazzy.
Is it
They're
true?
Can you
they're
ban
from the
Rick,
DC area.
Can I ban who?
Rick's?
Rick. Why ban? Why should
Because
I
he's
ban
saying
Rick?
we're all going to wind up streaming anyway.
You know,
Well,
the
my
thing
wife-
is, okay,
That's
let me ask,
sacrilegious.
let me ask Rick's.
It's
Okay,
probably true, though.
the difference is the Technics SL 1300 a turntable only. You still need an amp and speakers, I assume, right?
Of course.
There are people that want a all-in-one unit, a box table like the old dance sets in the UK. That's what I'm talking about. And they have diamond styluses and stuff, not that little flat,
Right.
flip
So
up.
they're not serious.
thing.
It's not serious.
It's a
Hey,
starting
Hold
point. It's a starting
on,
point.
Rick.
Why-
Rick's exactly how old are you, if you don't mind telling us?
Okay.
No, Rick's is true. It's true. We're all going to wind up streaming.
Wax, you know this is my way of asking for
You have to
permission.
go to
No.
the can. You have to go to the
Okay,
can.
Dr. Robert, it's not all about you. Elliot was showing records. He's not. done.
I know. I respect Elliot. You know that.
I'll just show these two. I've got some others to show later, but I'll show these two and then give the floor to Dr. Robert. I finished my Leon Redbone completist.
Oh, great.
These
I
are
have
the
those on
two albums
CD.
I didn't have by him.
Nice.
Red to Blue and No Regrets. And No Regrets is on Sugar Hill Records. Most of his work's on Warner Brothers, and August Records is what Red to Blue is on. Just as you can imagine, just some great music. Dr. John plays on this record.
Oh man.
A lot of Nashville bluegrass type artists playing on this one. I think Jerry Douglas is on here. Let's see, Roy Husky Jr. is playing bass on this one. Bella Fleck plays on this one.
You got it upside down there, brother.
Yeah, well, they did it like that on purpose. I'm trying to read here. Mark O'Connor plays on here. So a stellar backing cast on this album. And when you get Dr. John on your album, you know you're not doing bad either. So
Right.
that gives me not now. When I say completist, I don't try to get every single version of everything, but I've got all the studio albums now, and I've got a couple of live releases from him. So I feel good about my Leon Redbone collection now.
Well,
Dr.
someone
Robert.
has to. Someone has to.
Well, that's great stuff. I saw him years ago when I was, it's my uncle was a huge fan of his. I remember, and my uncle was not that into music, but he
When
really
I was
liked
a little boy watching Saturday Night Live, that's how I discovered him. He was a guest. He was the musical guest on there a bunch of times.
I'm not surprised.
And then if you were a big fan like me of Mr. Belvedere, he sang the theme song to the show.
And if you like Budweiser, he had an ad. This Bud's for you.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Dr. Robert, before you're ripped by security because you broke some sort of protocol.
So I'm looking at the time. I am going to have to run to the gate here pretty soon. But so I got a couple of comments. One was a response to Elliot's song title there. My wife has a coffee cup that she uses that says "Wild Women Don't Get the Blues." So I'm in favor of that concept. And the second thing is a political statement, and this is in response to the talk about Reagan Airport. You know, I don't give Donald Trump a lot of credit, but I will say he has done something that I would have thought no one could accomplish, and that is he has made me wish that Ronald Reagan was president again. So I'll lay that out there.
I think a lot of us would agree with that.
I know, right?
Because he believed in the Constitution.
He at least, and he welcomed immigrants. He welcomed
He
immigrants.
Wait, Dr. Robert. Okay, now that your nonsense political jokes are over with, yeah, can we consider Mazzy? What was that famous political musical guy who stood behind the piano? Mark Russell. Mark Russell. Would you consider Dr. Robert the Mark Russell of the VC?
Mark Russell, right? No, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's a compliment, probably.
It is
probably not deserved. Probably not deserved. So,
if anyone was a big fan of that TV show News Radio, the best episode is when Phil Hartman's character was doing like he was Mark Russell. That was a good episode.
Yeah, I love Phil Hartman.
Is that a German copy of that record?
Obviously. This is actually a U.S. copy.
You go to Germany to buy a U.S. can record?
I know, right? I mean, it freaks me out when that happens. It's actually a promo copy. The label is a standard.
It's a good record. That's a great record.
Now, Dr. Robert, do you bring a whole set of blank stickers?
I did this time. I brought my whole kit. This time, which is a first. But we're going to be here.
That's why it was $200 over.
Yeah, how did they let you into the country with that kit?
No, don't even go there. That had nothing to do with it. Here's another one. This is a it's an Italian pressing, but it is the Vertigo swirl label. I have a copy of it, but not on the original swirl label. So nice. That was fun. I found this in Italy as well, and this is not a U.S. pressing. No, this is an Italian pressing.
The Light in the Attics are great on those, so that's what.
Yeah, I know.
That's an expensive record if that's an OG. Did you pay a lot of money?
I mean, but it was the Italian pressing is not as desirable as the U.S. But I mean, it's an island mid-level, but I think that's an original island Italian pressing. Yeah, that's what I've got. And then the last one I'll show is this one. This band, again, an Italian kind of prog band. But I played this last night, and it's really more almost I would call it heavy metal. I mean, it's prog, but it's got screeching lyrics or screeching vocals. It reminds me of Black Sabbath a bit, to be honest. But hard one to find. And this is an Italian pressing. It's a double record, yeah, that's at any rate. So, what I try to find over here, what I buy mostly are things that I just can't find in the U.S. And there's a lot of different overlap, but a lot of them are like 90s pressings of albums that never came out in the US. I think I showed one by Van Morrison a while back and stuff like that. That's traditional artists. And then a lot of it is local or European artists that you just don't find in the States. So that's what I got. So
very nice. I seriously, I know you have to get to the gate soon. I wish you well. I wish your wife health. I know it's not an easy time right now. And
right.
We kid you here. We joke. If Elliot's not here with us, we have to mock someone. And the only reason we mock Elliot is because his internet. We only mock Elliot because of his internet connection. It was kind of like if you watched Western last night.
That's why I moved outside. Because in the basement, my connection's not so good. But here
that's like last night. Steve Hoffman had the worst.
Outside.
Steve Hoffman's.
It's hot out here.
Steve Hoffman's camera on Westman was crapping out on and off all night. So I can't believe he has shitty cameras.
Elliot, how will the internet be better in your outhouse? Maybe you should go over there.
Yeah. It's good. It's not cutting out at all here because
anyway, seriously, Doc, have a safe flight.
The router is right here.
I appreciate it, guys. I enjoy our time together, and it's a relief. I'll say
travels, Doc.
Thanks, guys. And I will say, just to wrap up, everything is going as well as can be hoped with my wife, and I'll get some updates when I have them. But so far, so good.
Prayers going out to your wife and you, Doc.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Elliot, did you ever consider getting the one of those cell service internet things?
The internet connection's not bad right now. It's just it's so bright out behind me that's why it's washed out looking.
Okay.
Well, not
Is-
bad is kind of
Can you put the chair on the other side and have that facing you or not?
Can you put? Do you think
right now I've got there's stuff here that makes it so I can't do that right now.
Got it.
Do you think
Yeah.
the
Dead
active
bodies
still-
behind you wouldn't be good.
Do you
Oh,
think
it's
the active's still burning behind your
There's a
house?
hospital bed I'm trying to get somebody to come pick up
I
to
understand. Okay.
give to the charity.
Rob and I really don't like when we mock somebody and we joke, and then we realize there's a dead body of their grandmother right behind them, and we mock them about it.
Hey, listen, I'm a big
Well,
fan.
I do have a hospital bed here. If somebody would like it, we got Medicare paid for a new one that's all electric.
Ship
This
it
one's electric.
to California for
electric.
$200 overweight.
So if anybody wants it, it's sitting here on the porch.
Does it
Maybe
have
come
magic
by.
fingers? Does it have magic fingers?
No, but it'll raise your legs up, or it'll raise your head up.
Would it work for a listening chair for a center position for a stereo?
You could try it. If you'll come get it, you can try it at no charge.
Now, if you put a Crosley, and could you push the button and it'll like sandwich?
Yeah. I got some more records I'll show sometime. if you
Okay,
want to.
bore us with these records, Elliot.
Well, actually, I don't think I'll bore you with it.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. I've got a place where I get new records. I told you about it, Rob, a while back, and you checked it out and didn't see anything. You really have to hit it at the right time. And
What's
I've
the right
brought-
time between the hours of 1 in the morning and 3 in the morning?
this was at about 10 o'clock last night or 9
Okay.
o'clock last night. And as I was buying them, putting them in the cart, I was losing about 20% of what I was buying because they were going that fast, because there's a little frenzy when they go on. Rock, I got, this is what I got in the last one, not the one last night. There's an NXS record. These are all sealed. Some R&B. Anybody familiar with Heads Funk, Cold Fire from 76?
No.
not as
I don't think
such.
members of the band were familiar with
How
it.
about Double Exposure from 77 on?
Are
Sad
these
Day?
albums that were made for like a movie or a TV show?
No,
They're just not
This
real?
is a soul band, y'all. I mean, just because you don't know it doesn't mean they're not known. Okay, Rob, getting into some stuff you'll know.
Okay, that came out for Record Store Day one year.
That's exactly what this is.
Right
It's
back.
the Record Store Day pressing.
Yeah, I think,
Sealed.
but I think Ben Webster was like on death's door when he recorded that.
Calvin Keys, Blue Keys.
Now that's a good album. That's
I
a
know
very
it's a good album. I actually already have this album, so I bought it.
how much was that, Elliot? That
They
one?
were all $8 sealed.
Okay.
Cecil Taylor, The World of Cecil Taylor.
That's a good album. That might be
I
a little
told you,
avant-garde
I was
for
going
you.
to show some stuff that you would be interested in. How about Clark Terry Color?
That I haven't heard that one, but those candid reissues are good.
Yeah, a lot of these are record store days that just never sold, and the brick and mortar is just trying to, get rid of old stock. Charles Lloyd Trios, that's a good record. Right
Yeah,
there.
that's a good record actually.
I know you're giving me this reassurance, Rob, but I appreciate it. A blue note.
Yeah,
Little
Johnny Coles. That's a good one too.
Yeah, Joe Henderson's on this one. Duke
Mhm.
Pearson. So that's just a sampling of some of them. These are all records I'll buy and I'll resell. I'll sell at shows. All sealed. A lot of them Record Store Day, not all of them. And I got I missed out on 2 Art Peppers and a lot of other good jazz last night, because they were before I could go to purchase, they were going into my cart and then back out of my cart. I was able to get a Dexter Gordon last night. I was able to get a few jazz records. some rock. I got an Aerosmith record. I got some other. So what I'm really excited about, I got the dedicated men of Zion. I got both their records that they've come out. They're a gospel soul band out of Eastern North Carolina. I'm familiar with it. Music Makers Relief Foundation has sponsored them, and they have 2 albums out. And I got one and didn't get the other, and they started adding back stuff after they sold one, and they added it back on. So I got it the second time they added. So I went in twice last night and ended up getting 18 records total.
Nice. What now? Look, this is something. That's how you're seeing me, because I'm charging the computer that I'm on from that plug. It's not like there's a penis behind me or a vagina. Okay, it's an electrical outlet. Calm down.
Have you ever seen the mockumentary American Vandals seasons 1 and 2?
I mean, I saw a little bit of it. I was.
Oh man, that was the best mockumentaries I've ever seen. Both years, both seasons.
It's nice to see the back of Jim's chair. I'm going to finish showing records I've picked up on this trip. That probably no one here gives a shit about, because these are jazz records. But I did show that punk comp from DC, from Baltimore. This is a good one. This is David Murray, Low Class Conspiracy. And this album, this label is a local DC label, the Adelphi Jazz Line.
Adelphi is a really good label.
Yeah, Adelphi Records from Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside DC. And I have a few records on the label. So
I think Catfish Hodge is on the label, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
That's I like David Murray. I picked up this original and this is like a tribute to Booker Irvin, and it includes a live performance he did, like a historical live performance. This first side is Blues for You, because it's a tribute to a friend of his who passed away. This was released on Inner City in the U.S. This is original Inja, and I think these original Injas had the green label. I think most people know the yellow label, so that was a good pickup. You know, the ones there's a store here called Joint Custody, which has 2 locations, and that store is a good store. I think that's the store I found in the DC area, where a lot of the unusual cool stuff that I found is there. So I found, this is a really good record that came out on Enja, but this is a US release on Inner City. This is a Cecil McBee record. Easier to read on the back here. Music from the Source. And a very desirable record. And there's the Inner City label, but this originally came out on Enja. So this is the US release. This thing is in the shrinking, crazy clean. And in response to Mike Van Groove's video about these labels, this was a chain in DC, Waxy Maxis. So that was their label. I don't know what the B meant, but they dated it. Waxy Maxis was a cool chain. I found another copy of this. Trip on the Strip with Stan Hunter and Sonny Fortune. Kick-ass record. I think I found a sealed one not too long ago. This is a Van Gelder on the Prestige Green label reissue. I think 1972-ish.
73, yeah.
But this is a Van Gelder in the dead wax, so really nice. It's Enja, Eddie. That's how I pronounce it. I mispronounce everything, so that's my.
It is Enja. It is Enja.
Actually, this is cool. So I picked up the REM Reckoning. Yep. And this is translucent vinyl.
Those are always good.
Actually, from what I saw, I looked it up on Discogs. There's like 4 different colors translucent vinyl of this record. There's a green and a purple. This is brown or amber. So keep an eye out for this.
Is that like 84? Is that 84, 83, 84?
84.
Yeah, what are you going to sell that one for, Rob? I've got my original copy of that. I thought I would sell. Not quite sure what they asked for.
Probably 30 maybe.
If it's in minty condition, this is a $40 to $50 record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine's mini. I bought it when it came out. And
so I think if you go to your shows and price it at 50 and people talk you down, 40 is a good price, I think.
Yeah.
Another David Murray record on the Italian Red Records. I think this is a pretty desirable title with Butch Morris. This is a good record. And there's the original Red Records label. Italian jazz label. They're like the Italian version of Soul Note and Black Saint.
Eddie, I think Enya is the singer, but the record, I think, label does pronounce it Enja, I think. Doesn't it?
Well, he would probably know more than me, Eddie, but I'm calling it Enja.
Yeah, I think the label.
Just like Gabar's Asbo.
Yeah. Ornico Slow is definitely the Enya.
I think this might be Paul Motion's first ECM record, Conception Vessel. I have a US version, and this is the German.
Is that what when you go to bars and hit up on women, do you say, hey, I'm a conception vessel?
No, actually, my line usually is I'm from the VC. I'm not as old as Mazzy. This is a sticker. I guess Warner Brothers. I know Warner Brothers did the American pressing for them, but I guess initially they distributed them.
Yeah, they were first distributed by Polydor, then they switched to.
No, hold on. But they were pressed by Polydor in the U.S.
Yeah.
This is a German
and then Warner
pressing,
Brothers. Yeah.
but this is a German pressing that was imported into the U.S. So I assume initially Warner Brothers just slapped a sticker and before they started pressing.
Let's welcome Tom Rajan and Marty from Oregon to the stream.
What's up? Yeah, it's a great album. I have several Paul Motion ECM records. This is a record I've been looking for. Ghetto Lullaby with Jackie McLean. This is originally came out on Steeplechase, but issued in the U.S. on Intercity. So
cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this, but I found this pretty cheap down here on Intercity. All right,
Irv Kratka's Intercity Records.
This is a free jazz record. I have never heard of this label from Brooklyn, Re-Entry Records, but it's like a who's who of cut out avant-garde free jazz. Nice picture on the back, but here's that label, Re-Entry.
Show us the front cover again. No? Okay.
It's a John Fisher record where he does duets. He does duets with all these guys.
I don't know him.
So here's so Jazz Bum Mike a long time ago showed this record. I've been looking for it. This George Avados trio. So apparently George Avados
Arvanitas.
Made Eddie's albums. How do you pronounce that?
Arvanitas.
So when major jazz artists were in Europe touring, this is like the band that backed them up. And it's got a Rick Ballard import sticker on it.
Cool.
But
let's call Rick up. His number's right there, 415.
He's still around. There's the label.
Was Rick Ballard own a record shop or something?
He was a distributor.
Distributor and record store. I think it's still around. That's where Nicole used to go, or still
in the communist suburb of Berkeley, California, the Socialist Republic of Berkeley.
Yeah, that's what I'll show for you.
Yeah, Arvanitas.
Is there two Berkeley schools of music? Is there one in Berkeley and one in Boston?
No, it's back east,
and it's just the one in Boston.
Spelled Lee, not Ley.
Hey,
I got a record.
Matthew Petty, send me an email to remind me when I find my other copy of it. I'll put it in.
A lot of really good artists come out of that Berkeley School of Music. I just did a video.
That's in New England.
Yeah.
Right, in Boston, right? Or near Boston, anyway. I did a video. My latest video is, instead of doing top 20, 25 favorite 21st century albums, that was too much for me. So I did 3 interesting and enjoyable 21st century albums, and one of them was Wiley Walls, and I'm saying her name wrong. Lula Walls, which is 3 women that all went to Berkeley School of Music together, and they're on Smithsonian Folkways. A real interesting group. They write all their own music, and technically it's considered folk, but really they use electric guitars and drums and things like that. It's folk in only the broadest sense of folk. Lula Walls. Anybody want to check them out?
Wasn't she on Hee Haw?
Oh, it's taken from, it's a variation on the old traditional song Lulu Walls, WALLS, that the Carter family did, and other artists did. I think actually AP took credit for it. He got the copyright for it. You know how he would collect traditional stuff that had never been registered, never been copyrighted or anything, and he would apply for it and get songwriters credit for it.
Hey, Ellie, before you put everyone to sleep, hold this up to the light and check what color it is.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because if it's the green one, that one goes for a lot of
You've
money.
been drinking.
Mine is probably a Columbia House.
No, actually, I looked it up. The club version is the green one.
Okay.
If you have a second to know where that record is, go get it and see what color it is.
Rob, you're drinking the
I won't
Tim
do it now. It would take a concerted effort for me to get that done.
Rob, you're drinking the University of Tim's Kool-Aid.
No, hold on. We both came to this discovery around the same
I'm
time.
I'm teasing about that. I love it.
But for those of us that didn't live in a city like you guys did, Columbia House was a huge resource for us.
Hold on, I'm going to stop you right there, Elliot. It didn't matter where you lived. Everyone screwed Columbia House out of records.
I never screwed them out. I knew how to use it, and it stayed a very inexpensive way to collect music without having to do anything unethical to do it.
You just have everybody's address on your block, and
you stay with them. You get your free 15 or whatever it was. You be careful about when you get the card in each month.
Return it quick.
That you either say I don't want it, or instead of the selection of the month, you select something you really do want, and then you use the catalog, and they have discontinued cutouts and things like that you could get dirt cheap, and they were always running, even though the prices were a little high if you bought one record, they were always running. If you bought 3, you get the 4th one free or stuff like that. And you didn't have to cheat them in order for it to be a benefit for you and them.
Now, Elliot, is the same philosophy you used with Columbia House apply to your burner phone collection?
Yes. Burner phones, you buy them at the convenience store, you use them for what they're needed for, and then you toss them and you get another one.
Uh-oh. Jim's got something to show. You're muted.
You're
which
muted,
is
Jim.
Nice.
All right, I've had this record for a while. It started with this. I'm a fan of John Lurie, and does anyone remember the HBO show Fishing with John?
Oh, yeah.
Where he would go fishing. So this is the soundtrack to Fishing with John, where he went fishing with Willem Dafoe, Dennis Hopper, Matt Dillon, Tom Waits, and Jim Jarmusch. It was kind of stupid, really, but I just got hypnotized by it. Anyway, then he moved to Hawaii, and he started a whole nother show called Painting with John, where he would just paint. And so, but the music. Is he in
Hawaii? I thought he was in Vietnam or something. No,
maybe it is. Maybe it is
Thailand or something.
But so anyway, I found this. It's not easy to find. Painting with John. It's 2 records.
Wow.
Look how many songs are on here. A lot of the songs are from, well, these ones are basically from Fishing with John.
So they're
you
not
get,
jazzy songs like he did with the Lounge Lizards, right?
well, yeah, but they're like a minute and 30 seconds long, or they're just like weird. They're him going, ooh, ah, ha, ha, ooh, ah, ha,
Yeah.
with Mark Rebo playing guitar in the background or something.
Oh,
It's
I would.
freaking amazing. I pulled it out because I have switched recently from the Hana Umami Red cartridge to the Denon D103. Who was it by that we got that Patrick turned me on to? The forget the guy's name. Anyway, Needle Clinic. This guy puts together a D103. So, anyways, listening to this on this fresh, beautiful D103, Denon D103 modified cartridge, I mean, it's just such a joy. It's just crazy how good it sounds. Can't find, it's a tough record to find. I think on Discogs, 300 people have it and 200 people want it. So it's fun. Came out in 2022, and highly recommend it. Stream it. It's great music. Just killer little. Some of them are 5-minute songs. Most of them are a minute long. Really interesting.
I've
stuff.
seen that show. I think it's HBO or something. It's wild.
Yeah.
He sort of seems depressed sometimes. It's raining and he's in that little hut, like with no walls.
Well, yeah, and it's like he's nuts in a way.
Yeah. He's like he's like Steve Hoffman looked last night on Westman Show.
Does he wear a cape?
The music is.
I think it's great that
incredible,
you're
man.
wearing a Georgetown Records from Seattle, California t-shirt.
That's
sweatshirt.
from Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my
Georgetown, down in what do they call that area?
Georgetown. They call it
Oh, it's
Georgetown.
called Georgetown.
It's the oldest neighborhood in Seattle.
They used to be next to Sub Pop.
Well, it's not.
Right.
It's down there. It's
Around
in
the
Georgetown.
corner.
I don't know if it was in Sub Pop, but it's
Sub Pop was
Georgetown.
next door. And
Didn't
then
we go
there's
to Fonda La Katrina there, the Mexican restaurant? I don't remember now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
right down there.
Yeah, it's the place where we run into everyone associated with Mazzy.
You know,
Brand,
I want
dentist.
to share a little story. I discovered this morning. I woke up early and I like to listen to.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
Are you okay, Elliot?
I'm just moving around, so I see if I can
Okay.
get.
He's making more room for Andy and Barney's mic.
ASMR. It's like
That didn't help much, did it?
I like to listen to have you ever heard of the Grateful Dead cast? You can listen to it on YouTube. It's I think once a month or something, and it's a podcast. You can podcast it, and obviously it's all about Grateful Dead and the story, and it's an hour and a half usually, and they're kind of interesting. Sometimes it's about an event, a time period, but the one that dropped, I guess, overnight is on this guy Dan Healy, who was their engineer, who helped build.
Can I pause you for a second, Mazzy?
Wow.
Elliot, I know you're making the people excited. There's a little bit of a crotch
What's
shot.
that called? Man spreading?
Gotta get closer to the camera.
There's nothing.
Modesty curtain.
I have my shorts on.
Just bring yourself closer to the computer.
Yeah, it's true. Give him a break. You got to air that crotch out.
Never mind. I've given.
Hey, look, we all need to air our crotches out. Some more than others, but
I'm getting choked
Elliot
up.
is a gentleman, and he has we have a modesty clause here on the stream.
Yeah,
Go
that was
ahead,
the
Matt.
worst.
It's mighty
I'm
humid out
sorry.
here. Let me tell you.
This is more of a personal story, but I thought it was interesting. Anybody who's into the Dead knew who Dan Healy was, and he was a recording engineer. He had a band, a psychedelic band that didn't really happen in the late 60s, but he helped with Owsley do the Wall of Sound, and then he was their engineer throughout the 70s and 80s into the 90s. Work with Meyer Sound. He's the one that kind of allowed the tapers at Dead shows. But on this thing, he talks about he got this job working at a place called Commercial Recording Studio in San Francisco. And he talks about it in 1966. He worked there, and the guy that owned it always wanted to play golf, wanted to close at 5. And so he was allowed, they gave him the keys finally. And in 1966, he would go in and record bands at night. including demos for the Dead when they got signed to Warner Brothers for their first album in '67. And so the thing is, that record that I've always played that we recorded in 1966, October, we recorded at night at Commercial Recorder. So I had no idea. It's possible, it's probable that Dan Healy engineered, recorded our band in 1966 for that record. So
Cool.
this guy, Dan Healy, and if he's still alive,
I'm saying that's cool. Not.
I thought it's kind of cool. And like when he said commercial recordings, and I looked online, there's a whole Grateful Dead history thing, and it talks about him in '66, every night, like recording bands, some off the record, some on. And so obviously we were just a bunch of kids because one of the guys in our band's father was a lawyer and knew the owner of the studio. That's why we did it. But I thought it was cool.
Is this the ugliest dog you've ever seen?
No.
Well, there's a podcast for everything, Marcus.
Come on.
That's a beautiful dog.
Hey, so are you having them longer, Jim?
They're back. They're back.
They're back? For how long?
Just 3 more nights.
Oh.
Few more nights.
Are they
You know,
good?
Dogs are-
You know speakers, Jim. You know speakers, Jim. In the podcast, Dan Healy talks about back in the early '70s, I guess, they call JBL because they were using some JBL speakers, and they wanted something better or something different. He calls JBL. JBL basically says, we're making so many speakers, we can't be bothered doing anything for you guys, right? And so this guy, you probably heard of John Mayer. John Mayer comes up. You never Mayer speakers? They do a lot of, not home speakers, but big acts. Anybody in the audio thing should know John Mayer with his speaker systems and his audio gear and stuff. So he designed those speakers, which he considers the best in terms of live performance, especially starting in the '70s throughout the '80s and '90s.
It cost them a fortune to haul that equipment.
Yeah, well, it didn't last. The wall of sound I saw once only at the Cow Palace, and it didn't last a long time. It's complicated. It worked most of the time. Sometimes it didn't work, apparently.
Jesus, that's like 30 grand.
I saw the Grateful Dead 3 times, I believe. I saw them in Greensboro, Charlotte, and Norfolk, Virginia, or I don't know where they played in the Norfolk area. Where would it have been? Would it have been Norfolk?
Would have been at the arena there.
In Norfolk, yeah.
In Norfolk, yeah.
Yeah, and thoroughly enjoyed. But my first trip to see the Dead, a friend of mine, real great friend of mine, he had been to a couple of shows before, and he said, come with me. We were in Greensboro Coliseum. And we went up, halfway up the steps to the second level, where you've got a platform where you can look out on the exterior part of the
balcony,
inside.
the mezzanine.
Yeah, where you're not looking at the stage or anything. You haven't entered the doors for the stage for the main area
Lobby,
but a lobby area that goes all the way around in a circle.
Oh, I understand.
And he carries me up there and he says, now just stand here and watch. He said, pick out a few dancers. And they were, doing the twirly whirl thing, dancing. And we would watch them dance and they would go around and they'd go all the way around the Coliseum and they'd come back around, like 10 minutes later, there would be the ones you saw before dancing. And it was just an amazing experience the first time you see. The crowd is an amazing experience the first time you see Grateful Dead.
Yeah. When the Dead were great, they were great, and you had to experience it. And
if you remember a Grateful Dead concert, you weren't there.
Yeah, well, I don't remember much about them.
The bottom line is there's nothing like a Grateful Dead concert.
Little bits.
There really isn't. There really isn't. When they would go in their 20-minute, 30-minute jams, it was like a jazz concert, not jazz.
Can we do a public service real quick? Mazzy can tell you about this. Is the MoFi blood on the tracks worth getting?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best version. It's really good. I like the MoFi.
I like it. I have it.
I like it too. I have almost all of the MoFi Dylan, even the double 45s, which I'm not really a fan of double 45, but the Dylan MoFis are excellent, even though they're DSE probably. But the first, if you have a first pressing, early pressing, all the Columbias are good too. If you
Yeah.
get it
I
for
don't
reasonable price,
see why you would get a MoFi when you can get a excellent version of one of the early pressings of that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think people have said that the Dylan MoFis are better than the
the
original.
MoFi's got a fuller sound, maybe. You know, it depends on your gear. You know,
How many times a year are you going to listen to that particular album? Is it worth paying all that money?
I listen to Dylan. Dylan's one of the handful of artists I listen to a lot.
But
I mean,
but the same album multiple times.
Well, that's like anything. I mean, how often do I listen to Yoko Ono's Fly? I like the record, but I'd listen to it maybe every other year once.
My point is, it's difficult to justify paying $100 for a record that you might listen to once a year.
Well, I don't think it's $100.
No, I don't. But
Well,
it's probably a $60 record.
Okay, $60 when you can buy excellent near mint copy.
It depends. If that's a favorite album of someone's, it's totally worth getting.
Yeah, if that is, I agree with Mazzy. Just like you like listening, but just like you like listening to jug music, Elliot. Come on.
I don't like jug music.
I'm with you, brother.
Andy and the Dillards told Andy, when Andy asked the Dillards some advice after their first appearance on Mayberry,
$40. Buy
it. He said it was either Doug or I think it was Doug Dillard. He said, Mr. Griffith, if you could get them in the sound section to take down that jug and just put it out of the mix. He said that really doesn't go with our music. And he said, you're right. And so even though you might see him blowing on the jug sometimes in later episodes, you're not going to hear that jug anymore. Dana asked me a question if I'd ever seen Elvis live. I never saw him live, but I can remember the day he died. We were sitting on Wildlife Road. I was senior in high school or year out of high school one, and we were sitting on Wildlife Road smoking something. And on the radio, they announced that Elvis had died. And the guy, Ricky Sexton, was, I shouldn't use last names. Ricky it was his car we were sitting in, and he reached over to his dashboard, opened up, and pulled out 2 tickets to Elvis in Cumberland County Memorial Auditorium, the Fayetteville, North Carolina concert hall. He had gone the day before or that day and purchased for his parents tickets for Elvis. And that day or
right on the shitter.
2 days later, it was announced that Elvis had died. So we were sitting there on Wildlife Road with two tickets to see Elvis that would never be able to be used.
Well,
thither you gither.
At least he died comfortably. At least he died comfortably on the toilet.
My wife's mother took her to see Elvis in Vegas when she was a little baby. And when Elvis walked by, she grabbed his whatever he had around his neck.
I saw that
scarf.
I guess 76, 77 at the Cow Palace. Only time I saw Elvis.
To me, at the time Elvis died, he was a narc.
Elvis just wanted to be loved. He wanted somebody to accept.
I didn't get him until I went to Graceland in the 80s. I was like, oh shit. This totally makes sense now.
I don't think MoFi issued Blood in the Tracks on 45. I could be wrong, but if it's $40, I think buy it. If you like the record for $40 for that album, buy it. I mean, a good copy is going to cost you 25 or 30 of Columbia, probably, right? A clean copy. I mean, you might find it for 10 somewhere.
I mean, I have when did it come out?
75, 4, 5.
Okay, I think I have an OG copy of it.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. It's the original is excellent. Columbia pressings in the 70s were excellent. Mid 70s were excellent. Alex Dickey. Is that the real Alex Dickey? Nice to see you.
So. Let me
seen Alex Dickey in a long time.
I know. I don't know if it's the real one, but okay.
I don't think it is, but let's go check. While
Mazzy,
you,
you're one of the lucky few to get.
You know,
to get-
me and Alex had a falling out over Hustle and Flow movie.
I'm
Remember
looking right now, and from what I can gather, I don't think it's the real Attic Sticky.
Okay.
But I think we've resolved our issues over Hustle and Flow, one of the great American movies of the what
You know,
was it, the late 20th or early 21st century? I don't know what year it came out.
hey, Ricks, I don't think they needed record companies to get full of booze and drugs. I mean, that might have helped some bands, but I don't think they needed that for it.
The fact
You're going
that
on the road, you go on the road, you drink, you do drugs, especially then.
As somebody was saying, when you go on the road in a band, the drugs find you.
Yeah.
I was reading some stuff about the Squirrel Nut Zippers, and one of the band members, unfortunately, was a heroin addict. They didn't know it at the time, and it kind of came out as their career advanced a little bit. And he had to. They basically gave him an ultimatum. You know, you either get clean or you're out of the band. And as much as he tried, he couldn't get clean. And a few years later, he died of a drug overdose, which is an awfully sad story. But the observation the guy made was, you know, he and another guy, we were big pot smokers. Well, when they were on the road, the people that had pot for sale or to give them as they were in the band found their way to them miraculously without any solicitation. And the people that had heroin found their way to that band member who was a heroin addict. And it was like, you know, it appears when you're on the road, whatever your poison is there, which is sad when you've got an addiction like a heroin addiction or something like that.
You don't smoke pot, do you, Elliot?
I did all the time for about 10 years and 10 or 12 years.
How long ago? What age?
From 16 to 27.
Wow.
And then you found history.
Well,
I already had history. I went through college high in class all the time.
To be fair, as my theory of everything equals out, Jim has smoked enough pot for all of us
Today.
This morning I have, sure.
Him and Harry and Michelle and Coffee Julie.
I will honestly say my mother's words.
What's his name? What's the guy up in Canada? Smokes a lot of weed. I love him.
There's a lot of people.
Older than me.
That's a whole lot of people. That's a whole lot of people.
Elliot, is pot legal in North Carolina?
Oh no, it'll never. Even medicinal.
Why? Because of the tobacco? You think the tobacco? I mean,
no. It's just the with gerrymandered legislature, far right gerrymandered legislature will never.
Yeah, but
will never allow it.
We see that these far right politicians are the ones that are coming up with kiddie porn and sexual deviant stuff. Not the Democrats are beyond that either.
They were They were actually trying to pass medicinal use marijuana. And it almost passed, but actually a guy taught his daughters. I know him. He's a state legislator in my district, and he is the one, even for medical purposes, cancer patients, people dying of various diseases. He is the one that blocked it. It was his vote, and his.
It would be good for your economy. It would be good for your economy, actually.
And I'll see him when I go to the polls, because we know each other. I'll see him and he'll, hey Elliot, I hope I can count on your support. And he quit doing it finally, because I look at him and say, well, what's your view on you've reduced the education budget in the state. You going to work to increase it this year? You've whatever the major issues were at the time that I knew he was fighting against. And I says, I'm a man of conscience. I can't vote for you. I mean, we can be friends, acquaintances. We can be acquaintances, whatever. But I'm not going to vote for you when you're every vote you do in legislature is against my own, what I think is right, and my own self-interest.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Elliot. But more importantly, I think we need to do an intervention with Chance. And I don't understand why you didn't do it when he was in LA, Jim. Chance, stop hanging around with crack smokers, okay? I don't care if they want to be your concert buddy.
I didn't see the crisis that was going on with Chance at the time. I should have been more aware, but I missed it.
You were probably right. You were probably high, so don't blame you. But secondly, it really forms everything. What kind of records was he buying? Because that's a sure sign if he's doing crack.
He didn't buy a lot. I think he was more into the crack.
I want to show a record. Can I show a record?
Chance, I'm going to toss a ball in your direction. Let's see if you can hit it.
Unfortunately, with the crack was a sweaty butt crack.
Hold on.
I bet that's hard to keep.
Hold on. I'm tossing a ball in your direction. Now I understand this comment. Was this guy an adjunct professor at Slippery Rock University? Let me know in the comments below.
I want to show a record. I love this track. I played it last night. This is Dexy's Midnight Runners. This is not the one with Come On Irene, which was an MTV.
Eileen.
This is 1980. That's not on this record. This is an excellent record. This is a UK pressing, you can tell because of this flimsy cover. But great British like soul music. I mean, is it Northern Soul, I guess? Where are they from? Come on, you guys in the UK. What city are they from?
Glasgow.
Hey, I have a question for Chance. Does it seem like this is the 5th time Mazzy's showing records that
I have never shown this record?
My answer is not Manchester. Not Manchester.
No, I mean, yeah.
I'm joking, Mazzy. If you understand.
Yes, I got it from Mono Gen, Dana. Yeah.
Now, what other than Come On Eileen, I really don't know any other Dexy.
But it doesn't matter. It's just good. It's good kind of British Northern Soul stuff. I mean, it's great stuff. Oh, they did a great cover of Van Morrison's Jackie Wilson Said too. Are they from Birmingham? Ah, Birmingham. Are you watching, John? I don't know. I must have known that. Did I mention that on our video?
Is that Scotland? They're Scottish, aren't they? Aren't they Scottish?
Apparently,
no, they're from Birmingham.
Birmingham.
That's in England.
That's where John 6-inch lives.
You got the history, but not the geography.
They're from Birmingham, Alabama.
I always thought they were from Scotland.
Well, they're from Birmingham. No, if Scotland is the only band from Scotland is what's that
Big
twee
country.
band from Scotland?
Big country.
No, the twee band from Scotland. They did the song Seymour Stein and
I don't know that.
That's before my time.
Come on, help me out. I'm blanking out. Start Belle and Sebastian.
Well, where's what's the band that had Drive All Night, Radio, what was it? One are they from Scotland? The bass player and lead singer is a black guy.
I don't think are they Scottish? The Beat, English Beat?
No, before that. Hard Rock.
Beatles?
Somebody help me out here.
Rolling Stones.
Average White Band is from Scotland.
No. The bass player and lead singer
Sting
was a black guy.
The Police. He's black.
Radio Love was their big song.
Oh no,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy, yeah, weren't they?
No, they're from Ireland. They're Irish.
Irish, okay.
Yeah, they're two different places.
I know.
Your history, not a geography.
I know all this. I just don't know where all these bands were from. I thought they were
Jesus
from
and Mary Chain. Let's have a Scottish episode. Nana Muscuri's from Greece.
Was a bralik.
So average white band was Scottish.
Nana Muscuri is Greece. We used to. It's funny. We used to sell a lot of Nana Muscuri records in the 70s from our record store, which is
For
weird.
the Chieftains of Ireland.
Did she ever have a hit song in the U.S.?
I don't know, but she sold not a ton, but we would sell a few records every week of Nana Muscuri record for a little.
Oh, Radar Love is Golden Earring. Where's Golden Earring from?
Are they British or German?
I think they're German.
I think they're German, right?
They're from Birmingham, Alabama.
If it ain't Scots, it's crap.
If it ain't Scottish, it's
I
crap.
love how they
Boutique.
didn't they invent golf, and they really kind of cheered on Mr. Trump last week.
I'll tell you what they got is they got haggis. That is some serious.
I've been to Edinburgh. I've been to Scotland.
I can tie two subjects so far today in discussion of Scotland bands in Scotland and Cape Fear.
We're back to capes.
Yeah, we're back to capes. Almost all the Scottish immigrants to the United States in the 17th and 18th century came to the United States or to the British colonies, came via the Cape Fear River, North Carolina, and moved upriver. The Highland Scots, where I live here, I'm not of Highland Scot descent, but probably half the people that live around here are of Highland Scot descent. They came upriver in search of more hilly land.
There's Elliot, there's one way I know you're not of that descent. Because earlier when you would have done the crotch shot, the stream would have been taken down.
Oh, here's what that earlier
You would
conversation.
have been wearing a kilt.
Kilt.
Get it?
Gotcha.
Okay. I didn't. Back in stock. Now, these are two good titles. It's funny. I recently bought a copy of this, so I probably paid too much. I didn't pay a lot, but MoFi, back in stock, obviously back in stock is Blood on the Tracks, but also I recently found a copy of New Morning. God, I want to see how much you're charging. I think I spent $45, $50 for it, and it's how much is it? It's $39. So I overpaid by $15, and now you can get it because it's been going for more money. I love it.
A member of the Scottish Highlands Regiment, wearing his uniform and his kilt and everything, walked into a pharmacy, and he had one used condom, and he said to the pharmacist, "How much to repair it?" And the pharmacist said, "Well, it's $3 to repair it, but you can get a pack of 3 for $4. He says, "I'll be right back." Comes back 20 minutes later. "The regiment has elected to repair it." That's my Scottish joke.
Okay.
I would say if anyone's gonna go and order Blood on the Tracks, which is an excellent version, if you can afford it and you want more, also get the New Morning. That's a great app. If Not For You is on there, that George Harrison covered. This is a great record. I love. That's a great period, Woodstock period of Dylan.
Is anybody familiar with the Tale of the Scotsman?
No.
Mike Cross had a hit, a semi-hit, a regional hit with his version of the Scotsman, but I think it's an old story. But basically, the Scotsman goes out drinking one night, and he staggers back home, and before he can get home, he passes out in the bushes, and 2 lasses are walking by, and they see him there passed out, and one says to the other, "I wonder if it's true what they say about the Scotsmen and their kilts." And so they lift his kilt to see, and it was true. And they tied a ribbon around it and then went on their way. And the Scotsman wakes up the next morning. He gets up to go relieve himself, and he looks down there, and there's a red ribbon tied around himself. And he goes, "I don't know where you've been, my friend, but I see you've won first prize."
Man, I swear to God, maybe we'll do a live stream where we'll bring in a coach to help Jim and Elliot with their joke telling.
I thought I told that one quickly.
Can you make me big, Rob? Can you make me big, Rob?
I sped that one up just for you, Rob.
Scotty Boutique.
Scotch tape.
Hey, don't say Mazzy doesn't give and give again. He just used 1.5 cents of Scotch tape.
I should do a YouTube short about that.
All I'm saying
Yeah.
is the Scotch. I can't believe.
Accept no substitute.
Oh,
Scotch
okay.
transparent tape, magic tape.
Jeff,
Now,
that was
I'm
a
gonna
short
give you-
story. Jeff E. That was
I'm
a
going to give
short
you the
story.
inner workings of what goes on here.
Don't accuse me of telling a long story
I'm
when I tell a
staying.
short
I'm
story.
staying at my sister's house, right? And she goes, "Why are you so loud down there?" And I said, "I yell at people on the internet." And I'm going to take a rant right now to yell at all of you. All you horrible people. We tried horribly to say what you know about Scotland. And none of you said Scotch. The whiskey. Come on.
Scotch is a whiskey, not a people.
so when I was a young lad, when I was 13, my father took us to Europe, and we went to Edinburgh, and we did a tour of the castle down to the Firth and the this and the that. And our tour guide, Scottish accent, but also he had a speech impediment. So we couldn't understand a word this motherfucker said.
How do you know he had a speech impediment?
My dad turned to us and said, I think he has a speech impediment.
Is your dad an expert speech impediment spotter?
No, but he's traveled. Anyway, I didn't understand a word they said. The Firth of Forth. What is that? That's a river?
I mean, a very thick Scottish accent is hard to understand, I think.
Yeah.
So
I was at a restaurant with a friend of mine who's Scottish, and we were waiting for our car, his car, and Sean Connery was there waiting too. So my Scottish friend couldn't
Was he
help
wearing
it.
kilts?
He starts going, the brup, 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 just laying on the Scottish accent shit to let Sean Connery know that he was from Scotland too. And Sean Connery, in a low voice, said, "You're full of shite, you know." So that was fucking awesome.
If you have a gun or a knife, that's Irish.
You're full of shite, you know.
I can't do the accent.
No, it's you got to roll your R's and all kinds of stuff.
it's I have no problem. This is what's funny. I'm banning people, but this is a weird thing for StreamYard. Obviously, I banned them in my waxed account on YouTube, so they don't appear when I go look in YouTube in the chat. I only see them here in StreamYard. So obviously, these are the same people who, in real life, no one pays attention to them, and they need this attention. But they don't need the real attention showing who they are. But we all know too well that was Billiam, who desperately hates Chance, and the feeling, I believe, is mutual. But other than Chance, most people hate Billiam.
It must be those people must have a weird, retarded chip in their brain, the way they act.
Well, again,
yes, and I use the term retarded in terms of presenting.
Can I ask a question to you, Mazzy?
Yes, you
Do
may.
you think you're kind of like a father? Do you think you're kind of like a father figure here in the VC?
Not at all. God, no.
Okay. Well, then that
please
joke
no.
will fall flat if I
No. Okay, I'll say yes for the sake of the joke. Oh, yes,
Okay.
absolutely, Rob.
So I believe what Billiam is seeking is the love of a father figure.
Thank you. Okay, going back, I'm not a father figure.
Chance, even though he is a father of a child, is too young to give Billiam the kind of love he seeks. But you, Mazzy, I believe, are the perfect age.
Yes.
And Elliot, I don't know if he can give anything.
If you
and
remember,
if you know,
remember, Rob, early on, William did a live stream in which several of us, including myself, came on and tried to do an intervention with William to get him to see how he was, in an effort to make friends, was making enemies constantly. And it fell flat. He didn't appreciate it. And it was done with a sense of kindness toward him, not a sense of hate toward him. But yet he couldn't accept that. But maybe he will reflect now.
Now, Elliot, have these words ever come out of your mouth? Come in for a hug, William. Can I give you a hug?
I'm
hug
not
it
a
out,
hugger.
William.
I'm not a hugger.
You know, I
I'll
want to
give you a
appreciate.
handshake and I'll reach over and pat you on the back. But that's about it. That's all you're getting from me.
I appreciate the support I get and the comments of the Reverend Rock and Roll, and I hope someday to meet the Rev in person, not in a church of our choice, of anybody's choice, but in public somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Atlanta in any time soon. Probably not. I don't know where we'll meet. Halfway somewhere. If you're going to be in Chicago. Oh, by the way, reminder: next week I'm going to be in Chicago. Wednesday, Thursday is the meet day. If anyone's in Chicago Thursday.
And Mazzy told me this privately, but I think I can make it public. If you come up to Mazzy in Chicago, free hugs.
He's going to be wearing a
And
sign.
today, what not
I've been-
auction at 4:00, and I have no idea what's auctioning off. I do, but I haven't posted anything.
And
yet.
if you think it'll be hard to spot Mazzy in Chicago, he'll be
It
wearing
won't.
a cape.
I've been to Chicago probably 25 times. I used to go every year for work. I mean, so I know the main city. I don't know.
Let's make it an even 26.
I'll be at the Beetle Fest on the weekend, actually. It's on Friday night and Saturday only, and then I'll leave Sunday. But not to hug Mazzy. Roger,
I've been threatened with a hug and a kiss, but I appreciate Eddie promising me he would not give me a hug. Thank
I
you.
do
Eddie.
want to do a promo announcement because this is what this is about. And whenever I've done interviews, I get more interviews on a whack-a-mole than I do like discussions. But one of my favorite discussions, I don't have it handy here. Next week, a book is coming out. I've talked about Jim Marshall, the photographer. Jim knows who he is. He died in 20. I knew Jim for 30 years. I died in 2010, but his assistant, he left his entire archive with Amelia because he had no kids and everything. And she has curated it beautifully. There's been shows, there's been books. There's a great documentary on him, which is A Volatile Life. But there's a book coming out around the time it's hooked within the Grateful Dead 60th anniversary. He shot 10,000 pictures of the dead, and there's a book coming out, Chronicle Books, next week. I actually reached out to them for a copy because I knew Jim, and they sent me a copy. And yesterday, 2 days ago, I recorded a 40-minute interview with Amelia about the book and the Grateful Dead. And Jim is a photographer, so if you're interested in photography, the Grateful Dead, that'll be tomorrow morning. There'll be a video there. Again, they don't get a lot of views, but I love those conversations. So it's a promo. I'm pitching it.
Were any of the album
great.
covers shot by him?
The first one. Those images on the first one were shot by him. The centerfold of Live Dead with the crowd on Haight Street, he photographed that. He did the shot of Miles Davis in the boxing ring. He did Coltrane's ballads. He did
Johnny Cash flipping him.
Cash flipping him off. He did Janis Joplin with the Southern Comfort bottle backstage.
Can I say something about him real quick?
Yeah.
After he passed, his estate or whatever, an attorney, at that time, every record store you went into had a bootleg T-shirt of Johnny Cash flipping the guy off, all bootlegs. So his estate or whatever placed ads in Record Collector News for a while. And they were kind of funny. And they said, why sell bootlegs when you can sell the real thing? And I'd never seen anyone do anything like that before. I thought they were.
Amelia is great. He has a
Pretty
copyright
cool to
attorney.
do that.
In the conversation, we talk a little bit about that because I show that picture. That is the most ripped off Jim Marshall photo of all his photographs. That record. That photograph.
I just thought that was brilliant. That kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Amelia is such a. All the power to her. Amelia is such a sweetheart. She had worked for Jim 13 years before he died. And he left her everything. And that's a great archive. And we talk about that. There was years when those photographers, him and Harry Dilts, were making nothing. And then he was one of the first guys, good or bad, however you look at it. He went after the record companies when CDs came out and said, I license, and he kept his copyright, unlike a lot of, we talked about Michael Oakes' archive too in the conversation a little bit, but
Right.
He kept his copyright and he would go after the labels. I didn't sell you my image for a compact disc. And so he would get
Nice.
money in the CD era, and then all the box sets. Obviously, they would buy packages of his images for Santana and Miles Davis and Janis Joplin and whoever, Jimi Hendrix.
I would assume that it wasn't financially viable to go after all the T-shirt manufacturers.
No, little one-offs you can't go after.
You
no.
can't just, it will cost you more.
But if
than
it's a major company, including that, you can use that as leverage.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Winterland Productions was a big T-shirt company out of San Francisco, originally owned by Bill Graham, and then it became a separate entity. And they did a lot of T-shirts, and I won't get into the artist's name, but my photographer did an album cover by an artist, a big artist, but not a major T-shirt artist. And the management of that artist on his own took Michelle's image and put it on a T-shirt and we're selling it. And we went after them and he goes, I can do it. It's my artist. Yeah, but I said, you don't own the copyright. We need to come up with a license fee, a minimal thing, a couple grand or something, which seems like a lot to some people, but for a license is not. And he kind of was badgering me and said, fuck you, basically. And so Winterland printed the T-shirt, right? So I went after Winterland because they had more sort of money and clout. And I said, hey, you printed up something that you don't own the license to. And I guess they talked to the management, and within a week we got paid the license. So sometimes you got to use someone else. And,
the best example of that, I think, is Dueling Banjos. It was put on that movie, called it. The song was actually Feuding Banjos. Eric Weisberg, unbeknownst to him, the record label, was it Warner Brothers or whichever, when they put out the soundtrack and used it in the movie, they gave Eric Weisberg credit for it, and he didn't write it. It was actually written about 15 years earlier by Arthur Smith. And when Arthur Smith got a phone call and said, hey, your song's being used in this movie and it's on the soundtrack. And he checked into it and realized, at first he was like, it's not worth messing with. His song had been used by others before, but they weren't selling enough records to make it worthwhile to pursue. But he was seeing how well that song was doing and the movie was doing, the soundtrack was selling. So he calls up the executives there at the lawyers, and he says, what are you, that's my song you're playing, and I need the royalties from you publishing that song. And they laughed at him. They heard this very South Carolina, sweet Southern accented man from South Carolina, and they thought he was just some nobody. They didn't realize that Arthur Smith had built one of the biggest musical empires in the country there in Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, he was massive and had the longest running syndicated television show, music variety show ever. His studio was producing everybody from James Brown to Porter Wagner. He had a huge business there, and they laughed at him. And he said, well, I'll have my attorneys contact your attorneys. And they kept trying to put him off, and he brought suit against him. And obviously, he had written the song years ago. When people would ask him about that, he would point at a yacht. He had a picture. He was a big deep sea fisherman. He had a picture of
deep sea fisherman.
Yes, and he had a picture of a yacht he had bought. He was a big outdoorsman. A yacht he had bought, and he said, "Well, that's Dueling Banjos right there." So even after he paid off all his lawyers and they had settled, he got a huge payout for that.
Oh, hold on, all you fucking idiots who are giving Elliot a hard time about telling the story. He did that as a favor to me to build up to me doing this. Not you, Jim, just me.
A bunch of people just don't like history. That's the problem. They don't like hearing the story. history. It's a story.
The thing of it is
most
the thing
people
is
enjoy hearing a story, but they're just not commenting. It's all the
I think the story would be.
naysayers that comment.
I think the story would be better off, Elliot, if you were in the woods somewhere telling.
I think the history should be told in a way that it is not in itself history.
Look at that blotter acid, Jim.
Dude.
Hey, look it.
That could be Owsley's
Trails,
acid.
man. Trails.
Anyway,
Trails.
watch the video tomorrow. I think it's a nice conversation. So,
Well,
Who gives
there
a
you go.
shit about San Francisco, though? Really? The food sucks.
between San Francisco, Ry Cooter, the Grateful Dead, and the Beatles, I'm covered on my YouTube channel.
Well,
I got nothing but Zappa and some fucking John Lurie nobody cares about.
well, I got to tell everyone that I think I might cut a little short because I got to go take my rental car back
Okay.
before I get charged
Oh,
for
that's
it.
right. You're not here.
Hey,
Hey,
Brian.
when you get home,
Brian Tokyo, you should watch that
Monday.
video because since you're into photography and know that, I think you'll appreciate the conversation. So,
Freak Beat's got another box of jazz. No, just put it out. He's not home yet. Bye.
Yeah.
you know, Big Ian, I know you like to diss me, and that's totally fine. But yeah, my channel is semi-autobiographical, and the truth is, those are the videos that people like the most and watch
The
the
only
most.
person who's more jealous of Mazzy than me is Big Ian.
No, it's not about jealousy. It's just that
I am
tell
jealous.
these stories.
I am
People sort
jealous.
of like that time. Some people,
I
not
wanna be
everyone.
you.
All right, let me help
I
you.
want to
Let
be
me
you.
help you out. Let me help you out with this defense of Mazzy. I think generally Big Ian is trying to be funny.
Oh, it doesn't
you
come
think
across.
Big Ian is a nice guy, but he does not like Mazzy. That's clear.
I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't really
No,
care.
Mazzy, he don't like you. He
Oh,
don't like
hold
you.
I
on.
want
I
I
think
wanna be
we don't. We
best
can't
friend.
all like each other. It's
Here-
okay.
here's-
Exactly. Not everyone's going to
difference.
like every band, every YouTuber, anything like that. So that's no problem.
Here's the difference between me and Mazzy. There's lots of differences, but here's the main difference. People love to hate Mazzy. People just hate me.
One time someone went after me big time, like really bad.
Well, because they thought you were more important than you really
And I
are.
was once, and I was so proud.
Look,
And then it stopped, and I don't even remember what it was now. But it
there's
was
a
good.
there's
Well,
a handful of
when you go on the stream, I'm sorry, Mazzy, go ahead.
No, it's just that I come on Rob's stream almost every time, and when Rachel does a thing, a public one, I maybe go on it most of the time, not all the time. I was off it. There are certain people, and if you're going to come around and watch these things, you're going to see all of us. You're going to see Rob and I, and Elliot sometimes, and Jim. It's just, and I do a lot of videos. And if you subscribe or if you watch any YouTube videos, our videos show up. So of course you're going to see us a lot.
Actually, I think Mazzy is the master of making a video and then making a second video to explain how he felt about that.
I need to confess something. I know you got to leave, but I posted a video that I had to take down 10 minutes after I posted it yesterday because I fucked up. I didn't look. There's an embargo on records, and I did get some OJCs from Kraft. And two of the records I included in that video that I dropped yesterday morning at 9 a.m. Don't come out until August 18th. I can't show them. And I didn't so I noticed the email and I pulled it. So I think already got like 150 people watched it. So if anyone saw that jazz video and all of a sudden it disappeared, that's why. My own mistake. I jumped the gun.
We'll wait till the 11th.
Before I end the stream, I'm going to do Mazzy a favor. All you 100 people, look into my eyes right now. Okay, I cleared it out of their memory.
Yeah.
No, the guy I sent to the guy who sent me the records. He was cool about it.
I have to point out one thing. Let me see if I can find this comment. Okay. Someone made a comment that I have to. I don't think they saw. Miss You made a comment. I cannot find it. How about
just tell Loki to shut the fuck up?
Just shush. I'm talking. Miss You made a comment. How about a group hug? Well, I'm sorry, Miss You. One person, this guy right here,
Not a hugger.
I'm not a hugger.
not a hugger. We can't do it. Thank
And
you.
I think it's with Elliot, I think it has more to do with smells and things like that than
Yeah.
actual.
Hey, Zep, I don't
He
know
doesn't
enough
want to
about
smell
Ozzy to do a tribute video. That's why I didn't do it. So, people like you should do it. Like I know you did.
Okay.
We come on to live stream and we know that part of the fun of being in the gallery and the peanut gallery is to pick at the people on actually up on the stream. That's part of it. So believe me, nobody's taking it too seriously.
All right.
I am changing my channel name to Mazzy Osborne though. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. I'll see you next
So
week.
long.
Hopefully, I'll be back in Los Angeles. Okay.
See y'all later.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.